Rockstar Movie Recapped, I bring to you Nobody, released in the year 2021, subscribe before you continue. Hutch Mansell, Bob Odenkirk, is a seemingly ordinary man. He has 2 children with his wife Becca. Connie Nielsen has an unremarkable job as an office worker in his father-in-law Eddie's, Michael Ironside, metal fabrication company, and generally keeps to himself. The tedium of his life is slowly grinding on him. He and his wife have not been intimate in years. One night, a man and woman break into his house and hold him at gunpoint, demanding money. Hutch gives them his watch, but when they try to leave, Blake tackles one of them. Hutch is about to attack them with a golf club but stops himself and lets them get away, resulting in Blake getting a black eye. The incident causes Blake to drift even further away from his father, and everyone in Hutch's life, from his neighbor to his brother-in-law at work, asks him why he did not try to stop the burglars. Hutch contacts his supposedly deceased half-brother Harry, RZA, on a hidden radio in his office and explains that he held back as the burglars were desperate, scared, and using an unloaded gun. Later that day, Sammy asks her father for help finding her bracelet, which Hutch believes the thieves took. Without saying a word, he goes to see his elderly father David, Christopher Lloyd, and borrows his old FBI badge and gun to track down the burglars. He finds their apartment and threatens them, but when he realizes they robbed him to get money to pay for their sick baby's medical treatment, he leaves in shame. The bus he takes home is stopped by a gang of Russian thugs who try to mug the people on board, and Hutch takes out his frustration by savagely beating all of them. When one of them is having trouble breathing after getting hit in the neck, he saves his life with a makeshift tracheotomy using a drinking straw. Harry then sends him to see a man referred to only as the barber, Colin Salmon, who provides Hutch with information about one of his victims. He is the younger brother of Yulian Kuznetsov, Alexei Serebryakov, a notorious Russian mob enforcer. Although Yulian despises his brother, he feels an obligation to avenge him and sends a crew led by his right-hand man Pavel to attack Hutch at home. Hutch hides his family in the basement and kills most of the attackers before Pavel subdues him with a taser and puts him in the trunk of a car to take him to Yulian. Finding a fire extinguisher in the trunk, Hutch uses it to blind his abductors, causing the car to crash, killing Pavel. He returns home, sends Becca and the children away to a safe location, and, after rounding up what's left of Yulian's crew, he discovers Sammy's kitty cat bracelet where it was all along, at the base of his stereo and FM radio equipment. He then sets his house on fire to destroy any evidence. It is then explained that Hutch is a former auditor, an assassin employed by intelligence agencies to kill people who were considered untouchable or too difficult to arrest. He did his work diligently until he let a target he was supposed to kill for embezzling US government funds go free. Returning a year later, Hutch found the man had built a new life and family for himself. Wanting a life akin to his, Hutch decided to retire against the wishes of his superiors, and since then has done everything possible to suppress any memory of his old life. After giving Eddie a stash of gold bars to buy his company from him, Hutch burns Yulian's art collection and the Obshak money he was protecting for the mob, telling him that he can either choose to come after him or he can take what he has left and flee. Yulian angrily calls up every man on his payroll and pursues Hutch to the factory, where David and Harry show up to help Hutch eliminate the gangsters using a variety of weapons and deadly traps Hutch had set up. They kill all of the gunmen except Yulian, who shoots and wounds Harry. Hutch charges him with a claymore mine attached to a bulletproof shield and detonates it, killing Yulian. He lets his father and brother escape and is arrested by the police, only to be quickly released with no charges filed. 3 months later, while buying a new house with Becca, Hutch receives a phone call suggesting that his services are still required. In a mid-credits scene, Harry and David are shown driving to an undisclosed location in an RV filled with guns. The end. Thank you for watching. If you like what you just watched, please make sure to subscribe and tell someone about Rockstar Movie Recapped. Subscribe, watch, like, and comment.